So, all I'm saying is that this is America. I sleep with my lawyer. So everybody is held responsible for their own actions. And so to make those statements about somebody, unless you can prove it in a court of law, you are leaving yourself liable to be sued.
Well, that's why I'm glad the police confronted me too when I was pamphleting in the past, because they admitted that police officers aren't supposed to give out legal advice to people and stuff. And it's in police records that that's actually happened to people who were harassing me. I guess the police, not mentioned prosecutor himself in this case, there's multiple pieces of evidence that show that he was directly aiding and helping people that were calling me a criminal and stuff before I ever went to court. I mean, engaged in slander and whatnot, scaring the hell out of me, and there's just so much overwhelming evidence. The trouble is, not being a lawyer, I didn't know what was evidence and what wasn't, and how to approach it. I mean, they had me so screwed up that, I was just, all I knew was I was afraid that people were hurting me, and I couldn't explain what was going on. And they managed to, see, this is how everything started. This girl was just like me, stalking a guy that was a member of this group. She was actually stalking, that's what guys were telling me. And being naive and having the problems I had, they asked me to date her to get her so she wasn't stalking this one guy, annoying the hell out of him, that she might date me. And I, figuring I was a good guy, I'd help out my co-worker and his buddy, who was the one being stalked, by dating her. Well, found out she had a crush on him and couldn't let go and all this. And that really screwed me up. And I didn't understand why it was screwing me up, but there's multiple reasons. Part of it is that I really do appear to have Asperger's disorder. This coworker got me in the group telling me I could trust everybody because I was socially isolated and they were helping me to open up. I was trusting them. They seemed to be good people. But they were overwhelming me with all this stuff, and especially getting me to date this girl, and they're asking me to stop the stalker. Now, if you see the legal problem right there, they're aware of a crime. I mean, even though really she had problems like me, and I think she's innocent of her crime, because I found out that there's something called complacency, where if somebody really is naive and doesn't understand and doesn't have the mental capabilities to know right from wrong and convince them to do something that's a crime, they themselves may or may not even be guilty, but you can definitely be guilty for convincing them to do something that's a crime. And that's what this group did. They convinced this girl to do things like dating this guy, to open up. I mean, it was good for her to open up, but not understanding the rules, because she's just like me. I think if she isn't taught the rules the right way, she learns the wrong sort of rules from example and does things that are inappropriate. And anyway, that's how I got involved in this situation. And the trouble is I actually was letting my guard down, letting myself learn new rules from this group. And that was the biggest problem I had.
What is your level of involvement with this group now?
The memory of what happened and how I learned to live. I mean, well, one thing, the prosecutor, when he confronted me on the street, when he shouldn't have, asked, like, well, these people haven't contacted you recently or whatever, like, he thinks that's really big and important, but the one thing he doesn't know is that they have, in fact, been contacting me on and off since it began, and the key person behind all this, which can be proven, hasn't directly contacted me, but there's evidence to show where she's indirectly contacted me by being on a member of a board that was deciding I was out to kill people, to bring me to court, and time again, she apparently was involved in a group situation going after me, and of course it would take other witnesses to prove what she was really doing, but there's enough circumstantial evidence to suggest that she, and what she originally told me too, is that when I complained about what this group was doing to me, because I didn't understand it, I didn't understand why it hurt so bad. I didn't understand how gossip worked and everything else. And when I tried to complain to her that I thought what they were doing was illegal because they were harassing me and calling me a criminal, whatever, some of them, He says, well, you want to play hardball? I'll play hardball. And that's the last he ever seriously talked to me about anything. And I mean, I knew that that was a threat. I didn't understand how it was a threat until the prosecutor of the town said, you've upset VIPs and you should know there's no way you should win. And that got me, I mean, with that and other stuff, he got me more scared. And I mean, coworkers at my job says, you know, these people get upset enough about you, they might find you in a ditch somewhere or whatever, dead. And, you know, and I mean, that might have been from coworkers or whatever, but there were other insinuations directly from these people and of violence and stuff like that. And not knowing how, I mean, I wish I would have known back then that Ohio had where you could legally record everything. You wouldn't get in trouble because other states had been in. I thought it was illegal to do that. And if I could have recorded all the stuff at the beginning, there's no doubt that I would have gone the right way, not been harassed, not had all these problems. Other people may have ended up in jail. Or at least they would have been corrected in their behavior. Instead, because this group was claiming to help me or whatever, they used the knowledge that I was seeking their help. They actually set me up to prosecute me. And that can even be demonstrated with the evidence.
So do you feel that there's any reason that you need to be in touch with any of these folks between now and the 10th, thereby jeopardizing your ability to show up?
I'm not in touch with any of them. I've been trying to be in touch with the FBI. There's a problem there. I tried Marcy Captor's office. I got them involved, and because when the FBI doesn't want to take things seriously, there's a real problem in the country. You know, when I swore oath to lay down my life in the Army and to protect top secret. I mean, obviously they said if you, that, you know, and if you're in torture and you give away secrets, you know, they aren't going to hold it against you if you know, you will, but, you know, they want you to try to keep secrets when reasonable. And, you know, that you could be killed, you know, and I understood all that in the Army, that I guess a lot more than a lot of people, I understood that, you know, it was serious business, and but I don't even think the FBI agents realize how serious stuff, I mean, especially the fear of corruption. That's the one fear people can use against you. It's worse than any other, because when an entire group of people do things that you know are illegal or corrupt, and nobody wants to listen to you. So, well, I guess I'm lucky about one thing. Everybody's tried so hard to claim I'm crazy and out for him and everything else. They weren't paying attention to their own actions. Otherwise, they might have tried to hide what they were doing a lot better, and they didn't. My only problem is not knowing who to go to and how to, you know, take care of business, so to speak. That, and like I said, they had me so screwed up that, and I believed a lot of it, that maybe I was going crazy. There's a good judge that's been in the case anyway. I broke the silence to talk to him about what was spoke about, my fear about due process, and he was willing to talk about it. So, have a good day.